Good morning, folks. This is part 3 of how to be a water walker. And we talked about the reasons. It's a new and positive experience. In the storms of life, it's good to be as close to Jesus as you can get. And when Jesus calls you, it's always good to go. The rules were, don't look at the waves. Keep your eyes on Jesus. When in trouble, remember to cry for help. Cry out and pray to the Lord, because He's your strength. I can do all things through Him who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. Make sure it's Jesus calling you. Number 4. Number 5 is don't listen to those in the boat, and then get out of the boat. Step out of the boat. Here are the rewards. First reward is this. It gives you a chance to fail. What? You say, what? That's a reward? Yes, it is. Because if you don't try something and fail, if you try something brand new, you're probably going to blow it at some time in your life. And failure is not necessarily the end of everything. God deals in failures. When we're flat on our back, the only place to look is up. And I'll tell you something, sometimes that's when God uses us the most, is when we fail. The second reward is that it makes you a better leader. Peter became the leader of the disciples and the leader of the church. After Jesus was resurrected and went back to heaven, Peter became the hot dog, the main guy that God was using to disciple and to use and to work the things in the Bible and the things in the churches and all of those things. I mean, Paul wrote a whole bunch of stuff, and we love Paul, and I want to meet Paul. I want to meet Peter, but I want to ask Pete how it was. I mean, I call him Pete, but I want to ask him how it felt to walk on water. I've tried that. Let me tell you, it doesn't work. I did it in a swimming pool one time. I thought, well, if I really believe, I can walk on. No, it didn't work. I sank just like I always sank. It doesn't work. So walking on water means something else for you. It's something different, something you've tried, something you may do that you've never tried to do. It'll make you a better leader. And God's got you, calling you to lead somebody, and you need to be a water walker in order to do that. The third reward is that it draws us close to the heart of God. Here's the scripture that whenever they got back into the boat, it says they worshiped the Lord. Well, let me tell you, Pete was having a camp meeting. He was not just worshiping the Lord. He had experienced walking on the water in his hand, holding on to Jesus' hand and saying, man, I like this. This is a good deal. And they walked clear back to the boat. Who knows how far that was, but it could have been just a few steps. One scripture John talks about the fact that when they got back in the boat, they already were at the end of the sea. So whatever. But I'm just saying that Peter had a different kind of experience. Man, I'm telling you what, it drew him close to the heart of God, because he was able to say, Lord, use me. And he knew, because of his failure, because of denying Christ, all of those things, Pete had failed a lot of times. He had done some things that really made him a better leader. They gave him the reward. That's what God rewarded him to do. And that's what He'll reward you to do as well. So trust the Lord. Have the camp meeting that Peter had, serving the Lord, worshiping the Lord. And so I'm so thankful that I have had the privilege to serve the Lord in the ways that God has used me. And I talked about George Foreman. He came to my church, and he spoke in my church, gave his testimony up in Alaska, and that was wonderful. And what an experience that was. And man, we packed the church out that Sunday when he came. And the next night, I think, was when he had his fight. It was Monday night, and it was Sunday that he spoke in my church. But Monday was when I did the ring announcer, which I had never done. You talk about getting out of the boat, man. The guy that was the promoter that got George to come up there on his comeback trail was Joe Capetti, and I'll never forget. He was someone that I had led to the Lord, and he was on fire for Christ. And he said, and I told him, I said, you know, this is going to be on national television. I said, maybe I should do the national anthem or something. He said, oh man, he said, I already asked this girl to do it. This lady, she's going to sing it. I said, okay. I said, do you have a ring announcer? And he said, no. He said, I don't. Have you ever done that? I said, no, but I bet I could do it. And so I tried it. Anyway, I was the ring announcer. My brother helped me a lot. He was up there at the time. He got cards on everybody's name and where they were from and everything. There was a whole bunch of fights before the main event, and it was in Sullivan Arena in downtown Anchorage, Alaska. And I got to be a part of that. What a powerful experience that was, to have George come to my church. He had been there on Sunday, had preached and talked to the youth and done all those things. He was such a humble person, and I'm glad that God blessed him and made him to be the only guy that got back and made the championship, got the world's championship of boxing again at the age of 45. So let me tell you something, God is not done with any of us yet. So get out of the boat, walk on the water, and trust the Lord that he's going to save you and help you and hold you by his hand. When I think about Peter walking back to the boat with Jesus, holding onto his hand and looking at the fact that here he was walking back to the boat and he was walking on the water with Jesus. Man, that's one of the most fantastic things about this whole scripture in Matthew chapter 14 that I love. And that was that fact that here he had the hold of Jesus, and he was saying, I'm not going to fail now. I'm holding on to his hand. Hold on to his hand. There's a song that we used to sing as a trio, that hold on to the hand of Jesus. I'm going to tell you, there's something. Hold on to the hand of Christ. He will make you the leader that he's calling you to be. He will make you be what he's called you to be. Get out of the boat. Don't listen to those in the boat. Get out of the boat. Follow the Lord. You will be rewarded. God bless you today.